Hello everyone. Hello everyone. How you doing tonight? Glad you made it back. Glad you decided to visit me tonight. I hope everything is going good with you. I'm reaching for my green tea as usual, and I want to thank y'all for coming back. I want to thank y'all for supporting this channel, the subscribers, and the new ones that are here today. I just want to thank you for coming back. And don't let my dog bother you out there. She's out there barking at something. Seemed like she started barking right when I started talking. So, but we're not gonna let that distract us because we got a great subject today. We're gonna talk about being poor, being middle class, and being rich, and what that means. You know, everybody, whether you admit it or not, everybody's mind is on money to some degree. Everybody's mind is on money because in this current matrix system that we live in, you need money to get what you need. You get money to get what you want. And money is the biggest status symbol there is. The amount of money you got shows what your status is in your community. And wherever you live, if you live in a poor neighborhood, if you got little money, to everybody else, you rich. If you live in a middle class neighborhood and you got a lot of money, to them, you rich. If you around rich people and you got a whole lot of money, then to everybody, you rich. But, you know, I'm not no big money person in per se, as in I don't let money rule me. I don't let my love for money rule me. I understand the saying that money makes things better. You know, you don't need money to be happy, but it makes you happier. I understand all of those sayings, and I get it. But we're going to talk about, I mean, and nobody, if you want to be honest, nobody wants, if you want to be honest, nobody wants to be poor. Nobody wants to be poor. Nobody will honestly say that they want to be poor. You want to have what you need, and there are different types of riches out there. There's rich in monetary things, things that you buy with money, and there's rich in other being rich in other things. Like if you're healthy, if you're healthy, what would you rather have? Be a person with a lot of money that don't have his health, or a person with a little money that got his health? Would you rather be a person with a lot of money who is alone, or a person with a little money who's got loved ones all around them, and friends and people that love them and support them all around them? So when you start asking questions like that, it makes you wonder what true riches really are, what it truly means to be rich. And this is not a quick get rich quick or tell you some kind of formula to get rich. I'm not here to try to come up with, tell you some kind of formula. There's plenty of websites out there on YouTube and the internet. They got this formula that tells you how to get rich overnight, and sell real estate, sell stocks and bonds, and sell this and do that and do this and do that. There's plenty of those out there. But I'm going to tell you about the spiritual side of it. And yes, there is a spiritual side to money. There is a spiritual side, and actually, if your spirit and your mind and your vibration and your frequency is in the right place, you will attract money to you. And that's what a lot of these get rich people don't tell you. That's what a lot of these wealthy people don't tell you. Because you ask the question, why are some people rich? Why are some people middle class? And why are some people poor? So you think the person isn't trying hard enough? You think that poor person didn't try as hard as that rich person did? Why? And you got a lot. I know a lot of poor people, a lot of people out there that are struggling, that work very hard, and they try very hard. They try to make the right decisions. They try to do everything right, and they still struggling. Then I know people that seem like they just didn't care, and success fell in their lap. So what is this? What's going on? And I believe that it is a spiritual issue. It is a vibrational and a frequency issue. If you get your vibration and your frequency in the right place, and you start saying the right things and thinking the right thoughts, that those people that have money just fall in their lap and success fall in their lap, that's the secret. That's the real secret that they're not telling you. It's frequency. It's the thought. It's the vibrations that they have. The inner self is in the right place. Whereas the outer self, you got a person who's working hard and they pulling all the right strings and they still ain't making it because they are negative. They're complaining. They're full of fear of not having enough. Their fear of lack. Their fear of poverty. Their fear of not of not living up to their potential. So many people live in fear, and fear stifles uh, uh, the success and the money that comes to you. Anger, resentment, unforgiveness, and even laziness. But it's got to start within. But I want to give you a little bit of some kind of knowledge on this. Uh, like I said, I'm not a teacher because I'm telling you stuff that you resonate with. See what a teacher does? A teacher tells you stuff you don't already know. He teaches you something that you don't already know. A resonator causes you, or a confirmer causes you to, all he does is confirm what you already know deep down inside of you. And all he does is just bring it to the surface. And you like, I can resonate. If you can resonate with it, that means you already knew it deep down. It's just all I'm doing is trying to bring to the surface what you know deep down inside of yourself. So we're gonna get on into this subject. I'm gonna read the quote, I'm gonna elaborate, and that'll be it. Right? And then you go on and hopefully it will help you and it will help me. And we'll be happier, more successful, more someone that can contribute to their own lives and to their community. Right? So I'm gonna read this quote. It says, people are poor for three reasons: low self-esteem, lack of education, lack of opportunity. People are poor for three reasons: low self-esteem, lack of education, and lack of opportunity. Now we're going to deal with each one of those little by little, and I'm not going to change anyone, you know, entire life by this, but it will get you on the right track and going you in the right direction. We're going to deal with low self-esteem, and that's an internal problem. Low self-esteem will a lot of times hit us when we're very small. Low self-esteem will come from so many different directions. When you're very small, when you're at that age of impressionability, when things are just coming at you and you kind of like trying to take everything in, this new world that you've been born into, at the ages of from 2 to 7 years old, I would say from 2 to 9 years old. Those are before 2, you really don't know what's going on. After 2 is when you really start bringing things, taking things in and retaining them. And so, and then if you get a lot of things in there that's messing with your self-esteem, and unfortunately, a lot of things happen to us that will mess with our self-esteem when we're very young, i.e., parents. Some parents can, they'll say things to their children out of frustration. And then sometimes to be honest, sometimes we just have mean parents. They just, I don't know if they, I ain't saying that they mean no harm. They just mean people. If your parent just happen to be a mean person, and and they say things to you that really hurt you, and they really cut you real deep. You ever had somebody say something to you that cut you real deep, and it made you feel real bad, and then whether or not the person was joking or not, whether or not the person was serious or not, it cut you, and it bothered your self-esteem. And when people get their self-esteem hit, they handle it two ways. Either they get this downtrodden, this part of themselves just go down and say, maybe this person's right, maybe I won't amount to nothing, maybe I won't be this, maybe I can't do this, maybe I can't do that, and they'll start to believe it. And then the other person on the other end of the spectrum will say, you know what, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you I'm not stupid. I'm gonna show you I will make it. I'm gonna show you I will survive. I'm gonna show you I will be somebody. And so when you're dealing with self-esteem issues, your self-esteem has to be high. People with high self-esteem are high achievers. That's why you got all of these skyscrapers and fancy cars and these big buildings and these super highways and these big corporations. All of that came from people's egos. I mean, in their self-esteem, because people believed that they could do it. People believed that they could do it. Somebody said, build a skyscraper. This person over here said, I ain't smart enough to build no skyscraper. This other person said, watch me do it. You see I can build it this high? I'm going to build it twice as high. You said I can do it. Because the person has self-esteem. In other words, if you're struggling with money, if you're struggling with success, start with your self-esteem. Ask yourself, where is my self-esteem? And you have to, all that stuff those people said about you when you was little, those kids on the schoolyard, what they said about you, you was the last one picked, for the basketball team, you the last one picked for the volleyball team or the baseball team, or what's the thing where they throw the ball and try to hit the other person. You the last one picked. That bothers your self-esteem. Some teacher, she asked you a question and you try to think for half a second before you could even say the answer. She went to somebody else. Didn't even give you a chance to think about the answer. That bothered your self-esteem, didn't it? You had a mother that said something to you and it talked down to you. You had a father that might have said something, a father that treated you like you wasn't even that serious to him. All of those things mess with yourself. What you need to do right now is throw all that stuff in the trash and start anew. Because in this self-talk, you have to talk to yourself, yes, you are worthy. Yes, you are smart. Yes, you are capable. I don't care what the other person is doing. Don't worry about how good the other person is doing or bad the other person is doing. Don't even think about the other person. Worry about what you are doing. Worry about how well you are doing. Everybody advances at their own pace in different things. Some people advance faster than others in different things. You might advance faster than somebody else in a certain thing, and somebody else might advance faster than you. So what we need to do is stop comparing ourselves, because that will mess with your self-esteem. So in a nutshell, you need to get your self-esteem right. And your self-esteem starts with self-talk and self-belief of who you are. Who are you? You're worthy. You're capable. You can do anything that you set your mind to. You're smart. No matter what they said. If they said you wasn't smart, show them that they're a lie. Prove them wrong. That's what a person with high self-esteem does. He don't accept the fact. He don't accept what somebody said about them. Somebody, he just like your daddy. And the daddy was a, if his daddy was somebody respectable, but the daddy was an alcoholic and, and all this other stuff, a womanizer and all this stuff, and somebody come to you and say, you're going to be just like your daddy. See, I don't accept that. I ain't got nothing, ain't nothing personal against him, but I'm not him. I'm my own person. And so it starts with your self-esteem. Start working. If anybody out there, if you feel like you got low self-esteem, start taking steps to build your self-esteem. That's number one. Number two, lack of education. Lack of education. You need to educate yourself. And like I said earlier on another video, there's no reason that anybody should have lack of education on any subject. In the age of internet and Google and all this other stuff, and what's the other thing? They got another something out there like something like Google. But we living in this information age. Well, all you got to do is tap something in your search engine, and it'll tell you all about it. So whatever it is you want to do, or whatever it is you want to be, educate yourself on it. Find other people that are doing what you're doing. Find other people that's been where you've been, and pick their brains. A lot of times, people that have went through something, that have made it to a certain level, many times those people won't have no problem helping you. They'll like I'm doing this YouTube thing, and I want to make it better. I want to get the nice background, and I want to have the nice this and the nice that, and have it looking like I got this big old crew working, and it really just me. But make it seem I got this big crew, and a lot of these YouTube channels have really gone. They look like production level quality on some of these YouTube channels. They got the background, the music. Because they got a big old crew, and they making money and everything. That's what they're doing for a living. And so, whatever it is you want to do, gain knowledge on it, get educated on it. And see, nobody's stupid. You just don't know. If you don't know, it doesn't mean you're stupid. You just need to get educated on that, whatever that is. But it takes effort. It takes you can't get super educated overnight. Education comes with experience. You ever see somebody just got pure education, but they don't have no experience? They useless when it comes to actually doing what they want. I mean, they can tell you what it say in the book, but when it comes to hands on, and they have to leave that what their book say for a minute and do and improvise. They don't know how to improvise. But a person with experience, they know what the book say, but when it comes time to improvise, they know what to do. So educate yourself. And it's going to take time. It's going to take gaining some experience. A lot of this stuff is not, we live in a microwave society. And a lot of this stuff is not going to happen overnight. We're talking about how not to be poor. Educate yourself on how not to be poor, on how to make money, on how to take care of it. There's opportunities out there. There's ways out there. You used to be surprised how creative some people can get when it comes to making money, when it comes to taking care of their family. And find out who done did it, how they did it, where they did it. Educate yourself. That's all you need to do. That's your biggest hang up. Is educating yourself. If you just educate yourself, I ain't talking about going to, well, I don't have money for school. I don't have no money to go to no school. I ain't got no money to go to no community college and all of that. I got a full-time job. No, I'm not telling you that. I'm talking about educating yourself by getting on a computer, reading books, talking to people, what they call networking, all of that stuff. Get you a journal and write this stuff down. What you what you've done, what you're doing, and what you're trying to do. Yes, it's gonna take some effort. It's gonna take some planning. But I say this: educate yourself on whatever it is you want to do, whatever it is you want to be. Educate yourself, and then follow through on the education. And you can't get impatient. You can't get frustrated because anything worth having is gonna take time. I say anything worth having is going, and you may be some pitfalls. You may get tripped up here and there, but you got to stay consistent. Just like tonight, for instance, I had to get up early to go to work in the morning, and I thought for a minute I really didn't want to. I really wasn't. If I can be honest with y'all tonight, I really wasn't trying to make no video tonight. But I want to stay consistent. I usually do it on Sundays. I make my videos on Sundays, so here I am, and I'm glad I did. And the other reason I want to go on, we talked about low self-esteem. You need to work on that. Education, you need to work on that. And the other one is lack of opportunity. And lack of opportunity, a lot of time, is based on your geographic place, wherever you are geographically. In other words, if you're living in a place where the economy is not doing well, if you live in a place where the economy and everybody around you is poor, you need to get up and move. Move where the money is. Move where the jobs are. Move. I mean, I know forget about mama and grandmama and all them for right now. I'm not saying you can forget about them completely, but when you got to do something, you got to do what you got to do. You got to go where the money is. You got to go where the opportunities are. You got to go where you can make things happen. If you live in some podunk town that the only real job is some factory blowing out all this foul smelling smoke, and your only lot in life is to grow up, graduate high school, and go work for that factory till you get too old to work there, and then they set you out the pasture. They give you a ring and a certificate, and that's it. And your dreams just blow away in the dust. That's why you see a lot of these people with big dreams. They're moving out to California. People that want to be record producers and directors and all this other stuff, actresses and actresses. They moving out. They try to go out there in New York and California and them type of places because they got in their mind they're gonna go where the opportunities are. And so if you want to be successful, sometimes, especially if you're a young person and you haven't got rooted. If you're an older person and you rooted in a certain place, you got a house and all this other, it may be a little bit harder, but it's still not too late for you either. But if you want to get out of the poverty treadmill, the poor man's treadmill, and move into your true purpose in life, you got to make some moves. You got to, and sometimes it's hard. And you got to move like, just say, for example, you want to be an Uber driver. You can't be no Uber driver in some little old one horse, one red light town. If you're gonna be an Uber driver, you need to be close to a big city where you can get a lot of clientele, a lot of customers. That's just one example, right? So remember this. I'm not gonna hold you long because I have to get up in the morning. But I want to remember these three things. Remember these three things. People are poor for three reasons. Low self-esteem, work on that. Lack of education, work on that. And lack of opportunity. Work on, and it's not just geographical opportunity. You can create your own opportunity where you are. It takes creativity to create opportunity. If you're going to create opportunity, sometimes you just got to get creative. And you'd be surprised if you just sit and think about something, what you will come up with. If you sit and allow people's ideas and and read a few books and watch a few videos like you watching this video, and you come up with and mix your own little twist on it, you'll be surprised what you can come up with. People, the human being is very creative. And just like the human being can be very destructive. Don't be a destructive person. Be a creative person. Destructive means they just tearing down and build and just tearing down. They're tearing down other people. They tear down themselves. But do just the opposite. Build up other people. When you build up other people, you build up yourself. And sometimes you gotta build up yourself because there might not be nobody there to build you up. Quit looking around for somebody to build you up. Quit looking around for somebody to validate you. Remember my saying, I don't need your AVA. I don't need your attention. I don't need your validation. And I don't need your approval. When you stop wanting people's attention, you stop wanting everybody's attention, everybody's validation, everybody's approval, then you're free to go do what you want to do, what you need to do. So go do that. Deal with your low self-esteem. Deal with your lack of education. And deal with your whatever lack of opportunity. Get creative. Even if you got to get up, even if you got to get up and move to where the opportunities are. All right? All right, that's my video for tonight. I pray that y'all be blessed. And I'll see y'all on the next go round. All right, y'all have a good week.